and welcome to Somewhat Unbiased. It looks like we have a plethora of information going on with the new Xbox Series X. As you can see from this clip, it shows you a breakdown of how the console is. And if you want to know like a little deeper, more information about all pretty much everything, make sure to check out Digital Foundry's breakdown because they actually got to go to the Redmond studio up there in Redmond and check out the console as well as kind of like put it together. Um, it's a really neat video. It's pretty a lot of information on there. So let's go ahead. Mine is going to be a short little version of it, and we finally know what that slot on the back of the console is. It's actually an external drive, SSD, NVMe, solid state drive that you can insert on the back of the console. So that's what that little slot is for. And expect the prices to be insane, especially for 1 terabyte. I'm sure eventually over time the price will go down. So it is designed for speed. And I've actually seen some of the videos where they're switching between 4 different games. It's incredibly fast. It takes like literally like 5 to 6 seconds. Let's watch this video real quick. As you can see, Foundry actually did a test on that video, and it literally takes like no time at all. Like it's pretty freaking quick. And then switching games, they switch between Forza 7 and Hellblade and like 4 different games. And for Forza 7, I think I said that already. But they switch between 4 different games, and it literally took like 5 to 6 seconds. And the game actually continued from where it left off. So I can't wait. I'm so hyped right now. I want it right now. But anyway, based on all the stuff that's in there, the Navi Zen 2 processor got 1 terabyte of SSD in there. Um, it's going to be a very expensive console, but it is a very beastly console. As you can see, it sucks in air from the bottom as well as cooling it and heading all the way up top. That this big thing right here, it's the heat sink, which dissipates the heat from the console. And then as you can see, like it has a split motherboard that squishing between. Hold on, let me see if there's the little breakdown video here. All right, so this is the motherboard. That's the other motherboard, and then everything is squished together right next to the heatsink. And then you have your hard drive slot, which is right here. But as if you see that Digital Foundry video, it will show you a lot more than what I'm showing you here. So make sure you guys check that video out if you're really interested. Um, so far, I'm very impressed. This is the vapor chamber and the big old heat sink. That's gonna take the heat and take it out of the console. It's supposed to be a whisper quiet fan, so it's not gonna be loud. And this is all just for show. It's all for show. All right. More storage without compromise. This is where they're gonna get us. I'm sure since Microsoft is making this themselves, we're gonna be paying out the behind when it first comes out. But over time, the prices will go down, like how the prices of consoles have go down after a certain while. So no need to worry. We'll be okay. 1 terabyte, you're just gonna have to delete games. Guess going back to that again. But the SSD is going to be required for your internal Xbox Series X games. That's what they said. So all of your backward compatible games, you should be able to run them on your external drives. So if you have a lot of games that runs on the Xbox right now, that's on the that's on external drive, you should be able to hook your external drive to Series X and play those games with no problem. The only problem you're gonna have is when you're trying to play Xbox Series X games, you won't be able to utilize that external drive. It needs that fast SSD. So you're gonna get 1 terabyte internally, and then I guess Microsoft is only making 1 terabyte as of right now external SSD drives, but that will change over time. So these are little. It's kind of remind me of the Xbox 360 when you had that. What was it like 36 megabyte or 36 something of memory card to store all your games? So it's a throwback. So they're going back to slots, but this is incredibly fast drive though. And this is the new controller. It kind of reminds me of they took both of two separate Elite controller, like how you could change the D-pad on the Elite controller. You have the stick, and then you have the just the flat top. So they included both in one, which looks pretty cool. And then it has like a rubberized sort of things on the side right here, so it makes it better grip. Um, I don't have to worry about that. So I got that Elite controller, which is pretty good. I might do a review on the Elite controller or Elite Series 2 controller. But with all this stuff that's coming out, all this different information, um, PS5 or Sony actually announced that they're going to be dropping a whole bunch of information about the PS5 tomorrow. So Sony Interactive Entertainment says it will reveal new details about PlayStation 5 on Wednesday, March 18th at noon. Company will do through its PlayStation blog. PS5 lead system architect Mark Kearney will provide a deep dive into PS5 system architect, how it will shape the future of games on Wednesday. Sony announced on Twitter PlayStation fans can watch the reveal via PlayStation blog. The planned reveal on new details on PlayStation 5 comes shortly after Microsoft revealed comprehensive technical specs on next gen Series X. I think that's the reason why, since Microsoft is making such a hard push and giving us all this information, they're not holding anything back. Sony has been quiet as of now, so tomorrow, the 18th, we will know more. I'm super excited. I will be watching that. First on detail, PlayStation 5 were announced on April 2019 when Kearney laid out the next gen console system specs to Wired. The PlayStation 5 be powered by a CPU based on third generation AMD Ryzen processor and a GPU based on AMD's Navi, which will support hard accelerated ray tracing resolution up to 8K. The PlayStation 5 will also come with solid state drive support, PlayStation 4 games through backward compatibility. Now, I don't know if PlayStation is gonna go similar with what Microsoft is doing with those little SSD external drives, or if they're going to go some different way. I assume like some of those PlayStation 5 games will suffer from I don't know, performance issues, especially if you're putting it on your external hard drive where they need that fast drive. So we'll see what happens. Sony has been relatively quiet in next generation console plans. At CES 2020, the company recapped it had revealed about PlayStation 5, showed off the next gen consoles logo, which surprisingly it's PS5. Womp womp womp. Announcing PlayStation 5 games, including Godfall from Counterplay Games and Gearbox Publishing. Despite Sony's plans to launch PS5 this year, the company bowed out early from the annual E3 Expo, which has been since cancelled for the second year in a row. Instead, Sony said it plans to participate in 100 consumers event across the globe this year, but it's unclear how many of those events will focus on Sony next-gen PlayStation and global whatever pandemic will impact the game makers' plans. So this is really good news. Sony's finally throwing their hat in the ringer and giving us some more information. So I will definitely be up for that one, watching that press conference, and I'll hopefully make a video on it tomorrow. So tune in. Make sure to check it out. It's going to be March 18th at noon. And the PlayStation blog is the place to go watch that. But anyway, back to Xbox. So with all the specs inside, anticipating this console is going to be around either $600 or if not more. But just based on all the stuff that they put in the inside the console. So anyway, this is somewhat unbiased. I hope you enjoyed this short little video. I am sorry I am a day late and $1 short, but we're gonna get 12 terabytes of power. 12 terabytes of power. True gaming and 8K ready, up to 120 frames per second, and 1 terabyte of custom SSD. But anyway, like I said, I'm not going into deep in that because Digital Foundry has already done that. So if you want to check what they have to say, like they had more hands-on than I do, and they know a lot way more than I do. So if you want to check out their in-depth look at the console, make sure to click the link is in the description. Again, this is somewhat unbiased, and this is the captain. I am out.